Waiting. And we are live here on Litvak Leadership Live with our special guest, Jill Haas from a company called Sentext. How are you, Jill?
I'm great. How are you today?
I am having an amazing day. I'm out and about in society, headed off to a walkthrough for my day gig, and that doesn't start until tomorrow. So I'm putting some miles on the car. It's
There
a
you go.
fun thing to do. So now you're in California, right?
I am.
So,
I am.
uh, so can you breathe the air there? I mean, with the wildfires and all that, I've seen some horrific pictures. Is that
Yeah.
anywhere near you?
I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm located right in between San Diego and Los Angeles. So we've been very lucky. There's fires in LA, there's fires down south, but the poor north is just getting hit really hard. We did get quite a bit of smoke and even some ash fallout from a fire a couple of weeks ago in Riverside, which is just to the east of us. And
Okay,
so, you can't go outside. Ash is falling on your car. It's this thick. It's like snow, right?
sure.
And you just can't breathe that in. So I'm one of the lucky ones. We haven't had the actual fires in our area, but I just feel so bad for the people, for the businesses losing their homes and everything. It's just awful.
Oh, it sounds absolutely, what a year. What a year.
2020, right?
2020, yeah,
I just
just
have the feeling that this New Year's Eve is going to be the highest celebrated New Year's Eve of all. Everyone wants to get rid of 2020.
it's funny though, and we'll start talking about texting in a minute. I just remember um lots of people last year because 2019 I know was hard for some people. And they were like, 2020, this is our year. This is
Yeah,
when things turn around. It's a new decade. And first of all, it wasn't really a new decade, but that's another conversation.
right.
And, maybe because so many people didn't realize it was a new decade, this is what we got. I don't know. So,
They jinxed it.
yeah. So now tell me, uh, texting as marketing, Sentext, tell us a little bit about the company and because you are like a texting evangelist. Every conversation I've had with you, the number 97% surely makes it out of your mouth in the first 2 minutes. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, now the pressure's on, right? So
Yeah.
I have been with Centex for just over 3 years now. The company's been in existence for over 11 years now. And
Okay.
basically what we're doing is we're taking marketing to the next level. Everybody used to do email. Hey, sign up for my email program and you'll receive our offers and updates. And that worked really well for a while. But then it got to the point where, gosh, I just don't want another email. And you get up in the morning like everybody else and you just
Right.
delete, 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 even if you've signed up to receive something. So the average is about 20% read rate for email right now. Then social media comes
Ooh.
along, right? And it's really exciting. Yeah. Ooh, on 20%, you're absolutely right. You're missing more people than you're getting. So then social media comes along and it's new and exciting and it's fun. And you've got Instagram, which is all about the pictures. You got
Right.
Facebook, which is about the conversation, really.
Right.
And you have to be a little careful there because you can bring out the haters. And that's the last thing that you want interjected with your marketing is a bunch of haters. And then there's
Right.
LinkedIn, which is more about the business. And it's becoming a little bit more conversational lately, but really it's more for a business interaction. The job hunting is, certainly, but it's a way for different business people to know what's out there and what's going on. The average post on social media is only viewed by 12% of your followers. So you
Wow.
see these posts, hey, we reached 1,000 followers, yay. That means only about 120 people are seeing each post that you have. There's a 99% read rate with text messaging. And so you only need 123 people to get 120 people seeing your text, right?
Yeah. I
So you
mean,
can have 1,000 followers for 120
right.
people or 123 in your text group. And so I might be over 2 minutes here, but the 97% that you message,
Right.
97% of text messages are read within the first 3 minutes of receipt. So if you want to send like a same day offer or a reminder about a lunch special you have or something like that, you can send it to your text database and know 97% of the people are going to see it in time. Where you can't do that with a phone app, social media, email. It's kind of when I get to it marketing versus a text will find you where you are with what
Right.
you want to share at that time.
So, and I'll tell you, I mean, I've got a smartwatch like a lot of other people do, and sometimes I feel like Pavlov's dog because my wrist will vibrate, and it's like, okay, I got a text message, or oh, I got a notification from Messenger. I don't have it appear for like every post everywhere, but just things that I know are pushed out to me that I would want to see. So, I know text messaging would be, and where I first saw you was for pizza parlors with Eric Bam's, um, uh, Instagram show,
Right.
Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. We'll give them a shout out.
Hey, Eric.
About how you're working with pizza parlors. So how does that work with the pizza parlors, and where do we go beyond restaurants with this?
Okay, so I'll give you the quick rundown. I actually came across this pizza place. We on backwards here, is that right? Sean's Pizza. Look at
Oh,
that.
look at
Look at that guy right there. Cool logo right there. So
wow, that could be my cousin.
that's you. So let's say we walk into Sean's Pizza, right? And you
Okay.
see this sign on the door, on the window at the cash register. Hey, let's see what we got here. Be a Sean's Pizza VIP. Get free garlic knots with your first purchase or with your purchase today. Text the word
Okay.
Sean to 57711. This Sean is called the keyword, and the 57711 is called the short code. So a customer
Okay.
goes, well, yeah, I want free garlic knots today, and they whip out their phone. They send the keyword to the short code in little text. Get 2 text bubbles back. Hey, thanks for joining. Would you like to receive additional offers and updates from Sean's Pizza? If so, text back yes. So the customer reads the official legal terms and conditions that are needed for you as Sean's Pizza to be able to send him a text later. So
that one sentence is the official legal terms and
two
conditions.
two little text bubbles. We take care of that for you because you cannot send somebody a promotional text message without their permission. So we
Okay.
get that little permission that you are prompted, the customer is prompted to text the word yes once they read those terms and conditions. And with that yes, they receive one last text bubble back. Hey, show this to your server to receive your free garlic knots. That's it. So as a customer, my phone number goes into your private database. Anytime
Right.
you want to, you just log into your database. You can see how many customers have joined, how many text messages you've used for the month so far. And right from there, you can send them a text at any time you want. If you're a night owl and it's 11:30 at night, certainly you don't want to send a text out for what's going on the next morning. You can even program it into the system to be launched at 10:45. So that's it in terms of enrollment.
So then does your system um, look at, is it so when someone then orders a pizza, because like I said, does your system then merge with the pizza parlor system so you see who's actually redeeming what? Or do you need a special system for that? How does that work?
It almost seems like every different vendor, whether it's a boutique, a spa, a restaurant, whatever the business is, everyone has their own kind of POS system, whether it be just writing something down on a piece of paper or a
Mm-hmm.
fancy machine. So our system does not necessarily talk to the other POS systems because everybody's got something different, but there are many different ways that you can track what's going on. So when you as a merchant in Sean's Pizza, when you send out a text message, you can just send out words. If you want to say, hey, don't forget today's Taco Tuesday, get our taco pizza today.
You got one new
something like
customer already right here. I see
Oh.
Kenny Mayberry.
Hey, Kenny, hi. So when you have, I don't even remember what I was just saying.
Taco Tuesday.
Okay, yeah. So, forget Taco Tuesday, get Taco Pizza instead. So if you want to send out words like that, then you can do just that. If you want to send out a picture of your taco pizza, go for it. Or the other thing that you can do is you can send a link in your text. Hey, you want to order that taco pizza? Tap the link to order. And your customers are instantly taken to your online ordering platform. So in terms of tracking what's going on, you can do a couple different things. First of all, there's all sorts of reports within our dashboard that you have access to. You can see how many people have tapped the link or opened the picture, that kind of thing. You already know that there's a 99% read rate. So that piece you don't have to worry about. But if you want to add a code, use code TACO to order your taco pizza, you can have within your system, hey, on the 7th of October, we're using the code TACO. And if you know that's only through your text marketing system, then you'll be able to track that way how many sales are going on. But as a lot of my customers will tell me, they'll send out a text and they're ready because they know that all of a sudden all the online orders or the phone orders, however they want to promote, they're going to start coming in.
So, okay, so we know it's good for restaurants. What about like, let's say, churches? Is there an application for that? Because, churches aren't like having sales or other types of businesses How
Sure.
can this be leveraged for them?
Excellent question. Okay, so you look at the regular typical retail store, spa, restaurant, that kind of thing, as using it for more of a promotional tool. But you can
Mm-hmm.
also use it as a communication tool. So let's say for a church, for example, if you want the congregation to join into your text program, it won't call it a text marketing program, but mainly a communication tool to say, hey, there's a potluck on Sunday, don't forget, or tap this link to sign up for whatever you want to bring. If you have you know, youth events, things like that, you can have the parents of the youth events sign into just that list, where the rest of the congregation can sign into a different list. You can deviate the kinds of databases that you have, and there's no limit to what you have. So I have, for example, a customer who places student athletes in colleges, matches the student athlete up with the different coaches, right? And so
Okay.
what she has is several different databases, one for the graduating year 2021, one for 2022, 2023, and she sends information. Okay, sophomores, what you want to be doing right now is this. Okay, juniors, what you want to be doing is reaching out to the coach. So she uses it as a way to keep in touch with everybody that she's working with, and
Okay.
reminds them that you, at this point, you should be on here. So it's used just as a communication tool for her, not as a marketing tool per se. So
So
really,
like
whatever you want to get any kind of information out, no matter what it is, use it as a tool to do so.
I belong to the Greater Louisville chapter and actually the Northern Alabama chapter of the International Facility Management Association, or IFMA, a bunch of people involved in commercial real estate and those that support them.
Hmm.
And at one time for the Louisville chapter, we used a different texting service. And when we attempted to use it to get people to sign up to be sponsors, they started blocking us because they said that we were selling something as opposed to just informing people. So, how do the laws work on that?
So TCPA compliance laws are very strict, and we have, as a salesperson for a text marketing program, it's my responsibility to educate my customers on what you can and cannot do. So like I said before, your customer has to opt in with that word yes, so they know basically what they're signing up for. You're signing up to receive promotional text from Sean's Pizza or whatever the business may be, or whatever
Okay.
the entity may be. And so that gives you that permission to be able to reach out to customers. If you don't have that, you can't get that permission, right? So it's my responsibility to work with you to make sure that what you're promoting to your customer is explained correctly. There
Okay.
are certain rules that TCPA has in place. For example, we cannot sell any kind of marijuana or CBD products.
Okay.
We cannot text out about selling firearms. There are certain
Okay.
things that you can do in the mortgage industry, in the insurance industry. There are just several different kinds of restrictions that you have about promoting rates and things like that. So again, that's one thing that I work with my customers to make sure, hey, you want to be careful when you're doing this kind of this. You can, as a real estate agent, for example, promote open houses. You can
Okay.
have text the word house to 1234 on your open house sign. Customer texts in, and what they receive in that last text bubble, instead of free garlic knots, is a link to your website, so they can tap the link and see what's going on inside that house, like a virtual tour. So there's
Got it.
all sorts of different ways. And so one of the fun things for me is to talk with people in different industries and say, what's your goal? Let me see how I can get you there.
So what's some of the odder, less thought of industries that you've tapped into that, they're using it in a unique way?
So I would definitely say the one with the where they're trying to match a college to a student. That's definitely a very different one. And I think she's probably the only one that I know of that does that. I have everything, from bars and boutiques to like a Lubentune type of place.
Okay.
And I do have a couple that are just basically for communication. I don't have any churches yet, but I do have a couple that they just want to stay in touch with their vendors as a thing. Hey, by the way, we're going to have our tomato products on sale next week. Check your inventory, you'll want to stock up. And so that's a great way as well to get, if you have vendors that you need to keep in touch with, or that you want to increase more orders, you can send out a text message saying, hey, tap the link and order today, you'll get 10% off. If you don't want to, give a discount or something, that's fine too. Hey, just letting you know that our stock is running low on tomatoes. So if you really need some for the next week, go ahead and order today.
So
Whatever it is that you want to get out.
So now, whose brainchild was this? Who is behind SendText?
Phil Ludwig is the president of the company.
Okay.
From my understanding, this was it's not necessarily his idea, but he brought this company to life because of his background in sales and marketing. And he knew about this product, and he said, this is something that I need to get into. And so what he's done is he's built a team, built a company, and every day I get up knowing that I get to help somebody to generate more revenue. And that's fun for me. And as an independent contractor, I can go where I want to go, talk to who I want to talk to. I don't have territory per se. So with COVID, California regulations have been very strict. I mean, the malls in
Very
LA,
strict.
yeah, the malls in LA just got to reopen. And so
Wow.
cold calling, which is what I did a lot of, boots on the ground, walk into stores and, hi, I'm Jill, and, introduce myself. That stopped in March. And so
Right.
what I've been able to do is to introduce myself to people all across the United States. I'd say the majority of my customers in the past 5 months are on the East Coast, just because I've been able to reach out and do it this way, versus prior to that, it was almost all California. So it's kind of nice.
So I'm sure that you're not going to share exactly what the costs are, but as people are sitting here going, okay, but what does this cost and what's the return on investment? Can you give us some sort of statistics?
I can. And you're right. I won't review a cost because of the fact that you can have a mom and pop boutique sign up for a program, and then you can have a national chain sign up for a program. Sure. I also work with franchises. I've got several Buffalo Wild Wings franchisees, Perkins, the breakfast place. And so if you have a 20 location pizza place versus a tiny little boutique, clearly the needs are going to be different. The pricing is going to be different. But I can tell you this, that once you get your system going, you will cover it's a very low monthly cost. You will cover the low monthly cost in the first outgoing text every month, and then some. And so if you're a pizza place, for example, and I keep going back to pizza just because everybody knows it so well. If you're a pizza place, for example, and you send out a text on the first day of the month, you've covered your monthly nut and then some. And all the additional text message that you send out, you're just bringing in gravy, right? You're bringing in profit. The average ROI, the average return that you get on a text message is anywhere from 27 to 69%. And I know that seems like a really wide range, but think about it for a second. So if you're a boutique and you say, hey, we got new sweaters in, come take a look, you're going to get some response, and you might, add a link to it, and you might get some online sales for that. Right. But if you say, hey, we have this blowout clearance sale on our sweaters, you're going to get a higher response because what you're sharing with the customers is new and exciting, and it's generating a sense of urgency, right? So you certainly don't need to promote a discount every time, but if you really need that revenue, you might want to share something little. I'll give you a fun example is the food holidays are really kind of fun for tech. So I would say about a month and a half ago was National Cannoli Day. And so what that does, I know. And so what that does is that gives Italian restaurants, for example, a great opportunity. Hey, send it out in a text with a just unbelievable mouthwatering picture of a cannoli, right? I bet you didn't know we have cannolis. Make any purchase of $25 or more and get a free cannoli with your purchase. Okay, so it costs somebody maybe 25, 50 cents to make a cannoli. And I'm using these numbers based on some of my customers. Cost about 50 cents to create a cannoli. They're getting a customer to come in and to spend $25 in order to get that 50-cent thing, but their average ticket is usually about $20. So not only are you increasing the number of orders that you're going to get, you're upselling to a higher ticket, and you're offering something that only costs 50 cents. But what else you're doing is you're introducing another product, another item off of your menu to customers. And guess what's going to happen? From that point forward, they're going to taste the cannoli, just melt all over it. And the next time they order, more than likely, they'll order
more cannoli.
So when you can have something on your menu that's a very, has a big margin for you, maybe you sell the cannoli for $3 a piece. If you can give it away just once to introduce your customers to that and get that business in as well, you're really doing more than just getting the profit right now. You're increasing your sales later for that particular item.
So I've heard, I know some restaurateurs, and the big gripe that they have with Groupon is that people only show up when they're getting a deal. So what do you have any statistics? Yes, this is the hard question. Do you have any statistics as to, yeah, people showed up when you gave them a deal, but are they going to show up without the deal?
Good question. I don't have actual numbers on that, but I can tell you conceptually the difference between the kind of customers that a Groupon, of course, attracts the customers who want a deep discount. That's
Right.
fine. But texting is different because it can show offers, but it also can share information. So let's say, for example, that we're going to go back to pizza. Oh, let's go a sandwich
Yeah.
place. Okay, you're a
Okay.
sandwich place right now, and you have a lunch special every day, chips and a Coke and a sandwich for $7.99.
All right.
But maybe that's a lunch special, and if you got it at any other time, it'd be $8.99 or $9.99. If it's
Sure.
your regular lunch special, by letting customers know about it, hey, you send a text out around 10:45 in the morning when people are getting hungry. You're not discounting something off of your menu that you wouldn't normally give somebody, but
Right.
you're letting people know. So you're using it in that way, not as a marketing tool per se, but as a communication tool to let customers know something you already have. Maybe you have live entertainment on Friday nights. Maybe you have happy hour. One of my favorite stories, one of my customers who is a pizza place, he was in this little center where his parking lot was being repaved, and it was being done in the entire morning. He didn't get a soul for lunch because people couldn't get to him. So they finally pulled up all the cones and all the wrap and everything around 2:00, and he's like, okay, I have an idea. And he sent a text message out saying, best darn snack after school is pizza. Come in today and get whatever the offer was. He had a line out the door. He made up for his lunch loss, and he
Wow.
profited on top of that. And he didn't even interrupt his dinner flow. What he did was he attracted moms saying, you know what, let's treat the kids to a little pizza after lunch. And he was able to make up for that loss in the morning. Same thing if you know that you're going to have a rainy day, might slow down the foot traffic that goes to your store, send out a last minute rainy day special. Hey, don't forget that our pizza is worth getting your hair wet.
So let's go back to the ROI for a second. You're saying, and I want to make sure that the way I understood it, that from the first text, the added volume that you're going to get of people responding to that text will more than make up for whatever your monthly fee is.
Yes. I mean, now, of course, the one caveat to that is that you have to enroll customers. I have customers that are so excited and so gung-ho, and they will make sure that their employees are enrolling customers. They're inviting every customer at the point of sale. And then I get other customers where, you know what, their passion is really back in the kitchen. They don't have that marketing mind. So they might be less than lackluster about signing somebody up. And so that's where I come in. So when you sign up with me personally, you get my cell phone number, my personal cell number. You call me any day of the week, and I will share best practices, creative ideas, things like that. But I also, you're not rid of me once you sign up with me, because I have an eye into your dashboard as well. I can see exactly how many people you've signed up. Whenever you send out a text, I get a text as well. I sign up for your program, so I can see what you're signing up. If you send out a text and you forgot to put, Sean's Pizza in the body of it, I'm going to reach out to you and let you know, hey, what you want to make sure you do is put your business name in there. So I'm going to make sure
otherwise
that
you're
you're
like,
successful.
well, where do I get it?
Exactly. And so these are the kind of things, kind of the value that I add to the program. I'm not a sign up and leave, which a lot of, we have competitors, and a lot of them are, you're calling into this, call center with somebody who's not familiar with you or your account, the kind of customers, the kind of conversation we had about what your goals are, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to be on you to make sure that you're enrolling customers, that you're sending out text messages. Almost every day I get a customer calling me, hey, Jill, I want to promote something. What should I do? And the first thing I'll look at, if you're a restaurant, is, what kind of promotion is there today? Well, today it's National Frappe Day or something like that. Sunday is National Sausage Pizza Day. Well, Sunday might automatically be a really busy day for you, and we might not want to promote that. But Monday is National Pumpkin Pie Day. And hey, if you sell that, that's a great way to let everybody know, hey, did you know we have the best pumpkin pie in all the town? Whatever it is that you want to promote, you can do that. And what I'll do is I will talk to you. If you're saying you want to drive up some business, it's slow on Tuesdays, I'm going to do what I can and talk with you about different ideas to get your promotion up.
So before we went live, we were talking about, I said, hey, your Facebook and LinkedIn looks like you just came out of a cave in 2017. And you told me which I had figured. Well, I figured you were either A, from another dimension hiding out here, or B, you had been at home raising your children, which it ended up being B, although A would have probably been a far more interesting discussion. How did um you know after, because my wife has raised our children. She has not worked outside the home. She, matter of fact, went so far as homeschooled our children,
Wow.
and now she is an oil painting artist, going back to what she did years ago. How did you decide that, I'm going to go into sales, and what drew you to this sales opportunity?
When I was 10 years old, going way back, when I was 10 years old, I joined a Girl Scout troop and I sold Girl Scout cookies. I was cookie
Hmm.
champ that year. I was hooked. And that was my first experience, if you look at it, with cold calling. I went door to door selling a product and had to go back and collect the money and do it. It was a lot bigger process back then, but I absolutely loved the interaction. So I've always, even during high school and college, whatever, graduating, I've always been in some form of sales and marketing. But yes,
Okay.
so I decided to, hey, I'm going to stay home. That's what I'm going to do with the kids. But I noticed that I was just like craving that kind of interaction with sales and marketing. So I got into the PTA and I started doing fundraising for the school, and I started getting in a
Candy
great
bars.
relationship. Candy bars. Well, I put together a holiday boutique. I went
Okay.
out and I found the vendors, and they came in, and we made great money for the school. But it was me again doing sales and marketing with business people, small or large. And in this case, it was fundraising for the school as well. So I wanted to keep my skills sharp, but I made so many great relationships with some of these vendors and some of the local business trying to fundraise for the school that I knew I needed to find some way to, I'd hear about their problems, or I hear about their revenue going down in the winter or up in the summer or whatever it was.
Right.
And so when I came across this, I'm like, this is it. I can go out and help these businesses to draw in more customers and let the customers know, hey, this is why you want to go to this business. So I saw it. I was hooked.
And that makes perfect sense. It really does. Because I didn't stay at home with the children, but when I was in youth group in high school, I always sold more candy bars than anybody else. So
It's either have it or you don't.
I
You either
get
have
that
to do it
feeling.
or you can be done with it.
Other people would sell half a case, and I'd sell 25. I mean, and people are like, how are you doing this? I'm like, how can you not do it? So Kenny Mayberry wants to know, let's see, how do you start the sign up customer process?
So if to understand the question, is Kenny the customer, or are you talking about
I
your
think,
customers, Kenny?
well, I think Kenny, if Kenny's interested in signing up, I think you've already spoken to Kenny too. I think Eric hooked you up with him. If not, Kenny, DM me, and I'll get you in touch with Jill. But I think he's curious. I think you need to go over your piece of paper again. Yeah, and it's
Let's see.
backwards
Oh,
for some reason.
there we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you planned ahead. You're
I
so
did.
good.
Some of these things, they're backwards. Sometimes they're not. That's the best way to get a hold of me. I'm on all sorts of different platforms, but really email is a great way to reach out to me. A lot of people will forget that I'm in California, and so they'll text me at 5 a.m. I'm like, can you just email me? I'll sleep in a little bit. But Kenny, to answer your question, is this one backwards too? That one backwards? Is that right?
That one, yes, that is backwards.
Oh, that must have
It's
been backwards the last time then. Here we go.
It was.
Um,
Oh, there we go.
there we go. Sorry about it. Hey, you should have told me, silly.
You
Okay,
you
so
got to show me how to do that too. But well, that's another conversation.
okay. So Kenny, what I would do, this kind of sign is just a sample sign. When we put together this image for you, we use your background picture, your logo, your branding, and you get to choose whatever, we call it an opening offer or a little perk that you would like to share with your customer. A lot of people will do free garlic knots because it's really cheap. For example, for an Italian restaurant, it costs 25 cents or something like that. You can do $5 off a purchase of 20 more. You can do 10% off. We can also do a contest for you where the system will run a contest for a gift card. And that's very popular right now too. So the customer is actually signing up to win a gift card, and our system randomly automatically selects the winner for you. So we can go into that as well. But there's all sorts of different ways. Everything on this sign is customizable. And so what I do is have a talk with you, Kenny, or anybody else out there, and I find out what your goals are. Let's get the system going. 2 pieces of paper later, we turn it into the home office, and within a week you're up and rolling.
Got it. So you guys produce those and then you ship them to the customers.
We give you the JPEG. So one of the great things about this versus our competitors that have like the in-store kiosk, for example, you can post this as a pop-up on your website. You can put it in your store physically by the registers on the door, et cetera. You can post it on your social media. So even people that follow you on social media, you're enrolling them into your text program and bringing their 12% view rate up to 99%. So, I mean, think about all the restaurants or whoever you're connected to on social media and how many posts did you miss from them this week already, and it's only Wednesday. If you send out a single text message, you're going to reach more people than posting every single day.
That is so cool. And I bet you can put a QR code on there too.
You can.
Yeah. So for those that want to scan.
The QR code just takes away one step. So the QR code basically takes you to the step where you've already texted in the keyword to the short code. You still, as the customer, has to send back that yes, read the terms and conditions, and confirm opting in. So it's not much of a savings right there, but it is available.
Got it. So shockingly, we've gone 31 minutes and 8 seconds already. I hope this was as painless for you as I told you that it would be initially.
It was awesome. I really appreciate you inviting me on.
So as we're rolling into the final 2 minutes, what do you want people to remember about Jill? What parting thoughts do you want them to walk away with and go, ooh, that was good?
Well, the first thing to remember is the most popular marketing tool that you can have is a word of mouth referral. And the way that you get a word of mouth referral from your customers is to give them excellent customer service, make you memorable, but to stay in connection with them so that you can reach out and invite them back for more. If you are one of those restaurants that you go in and the customer leaves and you don't care if they come back, they're going to remember that. But if you want to develop that relationship with them, they will come back more often. So a word of mouth referral is huge, and you do that by staying connected. As far as what to know about me, I also stay connected. So again, when you sign up with me, you're not rid of me. I'm with you because I want you to be successful. I've got that, as we were talking about, that drive, and I just, I have to feed that drive of trying to help my customers to be successful. So I'm always available to my customers. You'll never have to call into customer service for things like that. That's what I'm here for, even on the weekends.
Awesome. So everyone, thank you. Thank you, Jill, for all you had to say today. I've got a couple questions for you that I'll ask you offline, because I think Litvak Leadership may be one of your customers one day, not necessarily today, but I see a use for this. And everyone else, thank you so much for your time and for coming on. Contact Jill with your businesses. I know she can help you, and I know you'll get that return on investment right away. Everyone, have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.